in less than 10 years, finding a good tradesman in the UK might be more difficult than finding a parking space in central London. And when you do find one, you'll be paying more than you ever thought possible. Have you seen these rates floating around on Facebook? £750 for an electrician, £600 for a carpenter, and people are losing their minds calling it a rip-off. If you want a full breakdown on those numbers, I've got a video, I'll link to it at the end. And so the thing is, even though those rates might be agency rates or price work, the truth is that the real going rates aren't far off and they're climbing fast. So why is this, right? Lead times are already stretching far into the future and good tradespeople are booked up for months. I know plenty of guys out there that are turning jobs down before they've even looked at them or even thought about quoting for them. Talk to anybody in the trades right now and they'll tell you the same. In fact, many of us don't even have time to quote up for work because we're flat out keeping up with what's already on the books. Now you can say what you want, right? But I think that there's something that we all need to discuss that's going to create a massive issue further down the line. And this is where it gets serious. Around 35% of the construction workers at the moment are now over 50. And only about 20% of construction workers are under 30. That means 1 in 3 tradies is heading towards retirement age. By 2032, the UK will need an additional 1 million construction workers. But as many as 750,000 are due to retire in that same period. When that experience walks out the door, it's not just numbers we're losing. It's the speed, the problem solving, and the knowledge that can't be replaced overnight. And that, in my opinion, is a demographic time bomb. So let's look at the next problem, okay? The pipeline of new workers coming into the industry. Construction needs over 96,000 people per year to keep up. But in 2022 and 2023, about only 8,600 apprentices completed their apprenticeship. And that's barely 10% of what we need. And bear in mind, although they're qualified, they don't fully know the job in hand. And the reality is, a lot of the young generation don't want to work on site. If wages don't rise, they can go walk into a job at Audi or a warehouse job for similar money with less travel, less hassle, less responsibility, cleaner conditions, and a guaranteed payslip at the end of the week. When I started out back in the early 2000s, shop work was paying about half of what you could earn out on site, labouring at that. And construction was seen as extremely hard work, but the pay rewarded you for it, so it wasn't a problem. And people were sort of fighting over those low-end labouring jobs just to get at the £7, £8, £9 an hour, and that was 25 years ago. Now, in too many cases, the pay gap has closed, and with it, a lot of the incentive to chase the trade route. Gen Z is also different to previous generations, right? In terms of the work style and expectations that they have. And I'm not saying that all young people avoid graft, because they don't. I know plenty who are brilliant, right? They turn up, they're early, they show enthusiasm, they want to get on. But compared to years ago, there's just less and less and less. And there's a lot less of that consistent mentality that you need on site, which is, I'll just get stuck in and figure out as we go. Combine that with a lot of firms that don't take on young apprentices anymore, and there's firms that take them on and then just use them as cheap labour, dog's bodies, running around doing the sweeping, making the teas or whatever, and don't actually teach them anything. And you've got fewer young starters, which means fewer qualified trades further down the line, and then the shortage just gets worse and worse. Because if you haven't got the trades there in the end to train them, what are we going to do? And while the workforce shrinks, the demand doesn't go anywhere. We still need houses being built, infrastructure still needs to be maintained, retrofits for net zero targets still need to be met, and millions of homeowners want extensions, kitchens and renovations. That's more work and fewer people. Now, I'm sure we all understand, right, that when supply drops and demand stays high, prices are going to rise. It's basic economics, isn't it? And clients will pay more just to get the work done, like they do now. And while some will always cry rip-off, the truth is that the shortage is already pricing itself into the market. And so what I would say is that if you're already in the trade, your value is only going up. And if you're thinking about the career change, then this is the moment to be doing it. You need to learn your trade, show up, do quality work, and you're never going to struggle for clients. And in a few years, these jobs won't just be essential, they'll be some of the best paid jobs in the UK, in the world, I think. So here's the takeaway if you're the customer. Value the tradespeople that you have now, because in 10 years' time, they might be impossible to get. And if you're thinking about your next move, get into the trades. The opportunity is here and it's only getting bigger. And why saddle yourself with 30, 40, 50,000 pounds worth of student debt when you can go learn a trade for a couple of years, get paid while you're doing it, and then come out and earn more money than you would if you were going direct into a graduate program after you've created all of that debt for yourself. So what do you think? Do you think that the trades are undervalued? Do you think prices are going to continue to rise? Would you recommend somebody to go and get involved in the trades and do the work and learn the skills? Or would you still recommend somebody goes to university, gets a degree and goes and does something else? I would love to know what you think. I think this is a bit of a ticking time bomb really for the country. Well, not just for the country, but for the world in general. And then you couple that with like the downplaying of what a good tradesperson really is. The expectation that if you don't go to university, you're useless. And being a tradie is a bit of a looked down on career. I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting. Personally, my son wants to be an electrician. I am all for it. And on the next video, I'm going to talk to you about the skills that they never teach you in your apprenticeships or at college that are paramount to becoming a good tradie. And if I'm really honest, I would say they're probably more important than your actual trade training. So if you want to watch that, make sure to hit the notification bell. I hope you all have a great day. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one, all right? Cheers.